What is going on? That was kind of gay. What's going on, guys? So Z. There's a bee. Yeah, the Z took a shit on me last night. Was in the middle of making a video, and I might have put, you know, a certain exhaust that is very kind of common on these kind of cars. Then the slave cylinder went out on it. If you guys own Z's, you guys would know that is a common issue with these cars. But right behind you guys is something a little more special than a Nismo. If you guys are big Audi fans, you guys might know what it is. Obviously, by the title and the thumbnail, you know what it is. Let me play a few clips for you guys before you guys click off. If you guys don't know what this car is, it is think of it kind of like a German Supra. I consider it more of like a German Skyline. This car is it's got a lot of potential.
Holy shit.
This is my 2001.5. It's important, I guess. I don't know. Not really too familiar with these cars, but this. Shut up. Like I said, this car was a 2001 and a half. Apparently, there was a few changes with this car. There is a few things done to this car. And tell me, guys, do you think, looking at this car, that it would gap Hellcats and Lambos? No, he wouldn't. Mainly because it's on stock wheels, stock suspension, yada yada yada. But the amount of crap that is in this car it makes it go really fast. It's I mean, let me pop the hood for you guys. Now it is still stock motor. This is getting replaced. Gotta order the white pipe for it, but 2 cars, yeah, I don't make enough money. So right off the bat, this thing just looks stock. Like stock fucking. The only giveaway would be the bipipes and Mandingo's intake. But other than that, this thing looks absolutely bone stock. You got R8 coil pack. I think I put. There's so much to do. This car's been in the shop for like 7 months. Shouldn't have been, but we kept on running into issue with this car. If you guys have B5s or know about them, they are pretty maintenance heavy. So considering this is a 20-year-old car, I'm gonna let it slide. It's not like it was my Z or anything. So what the car has, as I said, bite pipes. Don't even know what size intake this is. About as big as my Tomei. 1000cc injectors. If you look way down there, let me channel that real quick. Hold on. So if you look way down there, you can see some titanium wrap. That is the downpipe that is connected to my RS6 turbos, so the K24 turbos. It's got upgraded intercoolers, which you can see there. They're the biggest that you can fit on a car. If you guys are wondering why I'm not going front mount intercooler with this car, these dual side mount intercoolers are actually bigger than the biggest front mount you can fit on this car. They're gonna put in some work. Electric fan, stage 2 clutch. This clutch is it's a little stiff. Honestly, I might change it out, see if I can find something a little easier to. I'm gonna see if I can find a clutch that's a little easier to operate to handle the power. On its current setup, bear with me, on its current setup, it can make 700 wheel horsepower. What car, and mind you, there is under 20 grand that I have into this car, including the price of the car. For under 20 grand, tell me what else you can find that pushes 700 fucking horsepower. Obviously, stock motor, so we're not gonna push it. We have to tune it down. How many times do you hear that when building a car? You have to tune it down to handle what this car can make. Not very often. This car is overbuilt in areas that I'll never need to change out again, to be honest. Just build the motor and we should be able to push more boost. The first thing to go out on these cars are the rods, so that's the first thing I'm gonna bend as soon as it turn it up. But either build the motor or V or 6 swap it, but that is a whole different mission. Then underneath the car, besides the turbos, underneath the car, we have a built trans. Don't remember who. All this work, shout out to my mechanic, Kenny at JPT. He has one of the fastest, if not the fastest, B5 in the world. I definitely argue in the United States, he definitely has the fastest built motor, stroke to a 3-liter girdle, the works. Thing makes like 1,300 wheel. So, in a car that still looks like this, just aftermarket wheels and suspension, bigger brakes. One thing I do need to do though is the brakes. These stock S4 brakes are absolute garbage. And full exhaust too, on top of that. And the car doesn't look like much. You close this hood, you know, I pull up to you in this while you're in your Hellcat trying to race, you're gonna laugh at me until I do this. Now, as far as the interior goes, don't mind the trash, this thing is actually really clean. I am the third owner of this car, and this car is really well maintained. Do have a sound system in there. Need to get it replaced though. The sub seized. Don't ask. When building a turboed car, one of the most important things that you can have, especially if it's boosted. If you're running an NA car, you don't need it because it's not going to change much. But when you have a boosted car that you are modifying, this gauge right here is the most important gauge that you'll ever have. Well, one of them. If your air fuels are off, not good. With this one though, we are still in the middle of fuel trims. We're still tuning it, so we're doing for fuel trims. Right now it does have an exhaust leak at the downpipe and the turbo where it meets, so it's going to be running a little lean, not too big of a deal. You know, with fuel trims I can't rev past 3 grand because that's where boost hits. So how this works, the higher the number, the leaner you are, and lower, the richer. So you want to stay around the 13 area. Mine idles kind of around 15 to 14-ish. It's fine, just don't step on it. Tell me you guys have seen a cleaner stock interior. I mean, this thing's full interior, everything. The switch works. This is a little loose, but that's a common issue with these cars. Brand new headliner from the previous owner before I bought it. I mean, this thing's pretty clean. I mean, almost factory. I'd argue this is almost factory clean car. Don't have any complaints with this car. I mean, minus how long it's taking, and I can't rev past 3 grand. That's one big thing. You know, in a car that makes 500 horsepower. It's like I'm addicted to meth, and it's right in my face, but I can't have my meth. Please give me my meth, Kenny. I want my meth. As far as the interior mods go for this car, there's really not much done to it. I mean, the only interior mod would be the BFI shift knob. Yeah, I know it's crooked. Shut up. I know, but I mean, it feels nice. It's a nice little ball shift knob. My Z, because of the way the shifter is, you're basically shifting with your arm all the way rested on the rest, so it's more of a shaft, which is nicer. But for this, it's perfect. The way the armrest is, I do not like having it down because I'm kind of shifting with my hand like this. Yeah, I don't really like grabbing my balls with a crooked arm. I do make mods. If you guys are familiar with Audis, this is the S4. The RS4 actually does have carbon trim. I'd like to do that in the future because I am not 60 years old and don't give a damn about wood trim. But other than that, I mean, don't need to do much. Maybe a quick release steering wheel. Seeing there's no buttons and I don't really care for this, but a flat bottom quick release, that'd be pretty nice. This car is running a Borla, I'm pretty sure it is. I'm pretty sure it's running a Borla exhaust. It's a twin muffler, kind of like the XS Power, but more expensive. I think I might get rid of one muffler at the least because you guys can listen to this. By the way, this is nice about the sunroof. You guys can listen to this. It is really quiet. It might sound nice, but we are in a parking garage, so it's gonna amplify it. At least one muffler cut off would be nice. I'd like to hear the turbos because you barely hear the turbos on this. When the muffler was off, it sounded like a diesel. Like if you guys have ever heard a turbo diesel, it's just, it really might be on meth. But this car's pretty drivable. I mean, it's a fun little car. I mean, for what it looks like, you could do some ratchet shit and cops would never know it's you. It's a nice little daily that makes 500 horsepower, got Hellcats, and you can have your friends in the back while you do it. All right, let's get out of here. I mean, the car does not sound bad at all. Might be able to hear some turbo noise. Let's see. You could tell, like, you could really honestly tell that this car wants to go. I mean, I would hope so with the amount of power that it's able to push, but this car has a little pickup. You can tell that it just wants to go. All right, so I'm gonna head back to the shop. I need to grab a few things from the Z. I'll meet you guys there. Piece of shit. So if you guys don't know what a CSC is with a Z, it is something with a clutch cylinder, or concentric slate cylinder is what it stands for. Basically, that fails, so I have no clutch pressure, and that is known to kill the clutch. And the battery's dead, so it's trying to lock. So I'm gonna put some juice in it and try to start it, but when you press the clutch, yeah, it's not supposed to do that. Nice. Also make sure the camera drops so it breaks your mic. Sick. Well, mic's still attached, but it's broke now, so that's fantastic. Cool. I'm gonna just call it here. Hopefully my camera's not fucked. If you guys like the video, even with this crappy ending, kind of really annoys me. If you guys enjoyed the video, please leave a like. Make sure you guys follow my Instagram. Yeah, this really bums me out. That sucks. See ya.